May 1945. Europe is a graveyard. Berlin burns. The Reich collapses. The war that swallowed continents finally falls silent. Crowds cheer in the streets. Soldiers embrace. The world believes tyranny has been defeated. But beneath the rubble, in airless bunkers, in empty laboratories, in tunnels carved by slaves, another war is already beginning. A war not fought with tanks or guns, but with minds. Because the United States and the Soviet Union, former allies only hours ago, suddenly see the same terrifying truth. Whoever captures Germany's scientists will capture the future. Rocket engineers, chemical weapons experts, aviation visionaries, surgeons and physicists and mathematicians, men whose brilliance murdered millions, men whose knowledge could shape centuries. The Americans give this hunt a name: Operation Paperclip, a quiet, invisible pact between morality and power. A deal so dark, it helped build the American empire on the shoulders of the people the world wanted erased. When Allied troops pushed into Germany, they expected broken weapons, empty bunkers, scattered documents. Instead, they found terror masquerading as genius. Jet aircraft a generation ahead of the West, guided missiles, nerve agents capable of exterminating cities, engines powerful enough to touch the edge of space. But one discovery dwarfed all the rest: the V-2 rocket, the world's first ballistic missile. A weapon that roared through the stratosphere, fell faster than sound, and left London burning. Its architect was a man with a smile like a movie star, and an SS uniform tailored to perfection. Werner Braun. Brilliant, charming, dangerous. A man who dreamed of going to space and didn't care how many died to get him there. Under the mountains at Mittelwerk, tens of thousands of slaves were worked to death building his rockets. The Allies saw mass graves. The scientists saw blueprints. And in Washington, a frightening question formed. If America didn't take von Braun, would Stalin? The race didn't wait for treaties. It didn't wait for justice. It barely waited for the dead to be buried. Because the future, the real future, was up for grabs. On paper, the United States outlawed hiring Nazi Party members. But on paper, wars are also clean, and wars are never clean. Behind closed doors, the newly formed OSS, the ancestor of the CIA, began rewriting reality. Dossiers were corrected. SS memberships were erased. War crimes became unverified allegations. And the men who helped build Hitler's war engine were quietly escorted to American bases with new identities. Over 1,600 Nazi scientists, Rocket teams, chemical weapons experts, biologists, psychiatric researchers, aerospace pioneers, intelligence specialists, the brightest and darkest minds of the Third Reich, now lived in Texas, Alabama, Ohio, New Mexico. Some had tortured prisoners. Some had executed them. Some had used them as lab rats. But the Cold War had already begun. And in Washington's mind, America wasn't hiring Nazis. It was hiring the future. It was the moment morality became negotiable. In Huntsville, Alabama, the Rocket Men, led by Werner Braun, began designing America's next generation of missiles. They built the Redstone, the Jupiter, the Saturn, weapons capable of reaching outer space or Moscow. To America, they were heroes. To history, they were something far more complicated. But Werner Braun was only the beginning. Paperclip brought doctors, men once accused of experimentation at Dachau and Ravensbrück. One name stood out: Dr. Huberta Struckhold, accused of freezing prisoners alive in altitude tests. In America, he became the father of space medicine. Another, Kurt Bloma, a Nazi bioweapons specialist who experimented with plague pathogens. In America, he avoided prison and later advised U.S. germ warfare projects. The secrets of the Reich became the foundation of the Pentagon. Chemical warfare, mind control experiments, jet engines, ballistic missiles, cold weather survival, high-altitude physiology, rocket propulsion. The dark science built for domination was reborn as the science of American power. And the victims, the tens of thousands who died building rockets in tunnels, were buried not only underground, but under classified stamps. Then came 1957, Sputnik, a metallic sphere no bigger than a beach ball, but it detonated like a psychological bomb. The Soviets were ahead. The world panicked. The United States humiliated. And the government turned to the only man who could save them: Werner Braun. Within 3 years, Braun launched America's first satellite. Within a decade, his Saturn V carried men beyond Earth. And on July 20th, 1969, when 2 American astronauts stepped onto the moon, they were standing on a machine built by men who once served Adolf Hitler. It was humanity's proudest moment and its most uncomfortable paradox, because the rocket that symbolized freedom was born in a Nazi weapons lab. Operation Paperclip didn't just help win the space race. It built the backbone of America's modern military-industrial empire. The ICBMs that defined Cold War strategy were direct descendants of German V-2s. The jets that dominated the skies of Korea and Vietnam were engineered using German aerodynamic research. and even the CIA's darkest projects, including MK Ultra, drew from Nazi experiments in trauma, hypnosis, and psychological manipulation. And it wasn't just the US. The Soviets captured their own army of German engineers, more than 2,000 of them, led by Helmut Grotrup. Their rockets launched Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space. The space race was celebrated as democracy versus communism. But beneath the flags, it was the Third Reich scientists competing against each other from opposite sides of the Iron Curtain. Paperclip reshaped America's identity. We like to tell ourselves we defeated evil by being good. But the truth is more complicated. We defeated evil by using its tools. And the cost was a silence that lasted generations. Von Braun died a national hero. Buildings were named after Struthhold. Many paperclip files remain classified even today. Because some truths shake the foundations of nations. History loves clean heroes. It craves simple stories, good versus evil, light versus darkness. But the world is not simple. America didn't merely defeat the Nazis. It absorbed them. Their brilliance, their ambition, their willingness to erase morality in the name of progress. That bargain, forged in the ashes of Berlin, still echoes today. Every missile silo, every satellite in orbit, every spacecraft that ventures into the unknown carries a shadow. Operation Paperclip was the dark deal that built America's power. A victory paid for with a piece of the nation's soul. Because sometimes, to win the future, you must make a pact with the past.